everyone, it's Miss Dragonfly back again, and this is my review of episode 19 of Married at First Sight season 4. Well, this episode was a dramatic one. We will start off with the fallout from the disastrous dinner party the night before. Andrew had said, he had a classic argument with Cheryl. And he doesn't think that the night changed things between them because things have been chipping away at friendship, really. And Cheryl then talks about how his behaviour wasn't acceptable and she's sick of it. And we see shots of them both looking unhappy. Susan, however, thinks Sean is her hero and is very proud of him standing up for what is right and for Cheryl. Now, a brief look at Michelle and Jesse. We see him again being very hopeful and that he can see a future for them. And however, for Michelle, she says that she's very confused and her heart and her gut is telling her to leave. Now, remember, tonight is the last commitment ceremony for this series and for these couples. So on to the commitment ceremony now. And first up we have Sean and Susan. They are sitting close together and smiling. Susan talks about how proud she was of him last night and talking about how they both don't want to be hurt. But it's obvious that they were both going to stay, which they both did. Now, Nadia and Anthony are next, and the psychologists bring up the word he used last time, and that was frigid. And has that changed? They asked him. Now, Nadia, being uncomfortable, laughs about it. He says that she has improved in her affection. Says that he really likes Nadia, but is not going to say he's in love with her as it's too early. It is now coming up to 8 weeks and it's still too early. I mean, both don't want to do the long distance and he nominates Nadia to be the one to move if they were to pursue this for the long term to make it work, because they remember they do both live in different cities and different states. So, however, both choose to stay. Simon and Eleni looks like they have been having fun and spend the time telling us how much they like each other, but not yet in love. Notice how so many of these couples skirt around that word and that issue of love. Vanessa and Andy talk about how much they don't want to move from their respective cities because, again, they do live in different states. He lives in Queensland and she lives in Victoria. But they both decide to stay. Now, Sharon and Nick, they are sitting close. Notice that Nick puts his hand on her knee. And it's obvious that they are getting along, so it's no surprise that they both decide to stay. And while they are up there talking, you can see shots of Michelle looking on jealously. Her sister is having a great relationship and she isn't. And now it's her turn next to come up. Jesse and Michelle goes up. Asked about how he feels about Michelle, he says he still likes her and not willing to quit, so he decides to stay. Now, it's obvious to everyone that the love here is all one-sided. And you can just feel everyone in the room and also everyone watching feeling sorry for him. Michelle thanks him for saying nice things about her and says this is really hard. I guess it's really hard to turn someone down that is trying so hard, like Jesse is. And she says that she's still trying to find out if there's more than friendship. And I'll have to say that if she can't find it because I would have to say that really she can't find it because he really doesn't do it for her. If there is a genuine compatibility between the two of them, then after almost 2 months of being someone 24/7, then you'd really know if someone will do it for you. And she gets emotional about how hard this is for her and amazingly decides to stay. I think it's obvious to everyone that really the only reason she's staying is so that she can continue to stay in the show. I think about this. If it was a regular relationship that you had with someone, you've been dating someone for a while, and it's just not cutting it for you, you would be saying goodbye far earlier than what Michelle has done, which she hasn't said goodbye yet. Now they leave the best till last. This episode concludes with the ending of a relationship for a couple which I think should never have gotten together in the first place. Now, when Cheryl's marriage to Jonathan collapsed, I guess she couldn't continue on being in the horrible situation that she was with him. But on the other hand, she was still unwilling to leave the show that early. So I guess that would have been a strong, part of the reason, or at least what I think is a great majority of the reason why she wanted to re-enter it with Andrew. They asked about the boot camp that they put them both in to try to save their relationship. Andrew said that he can't even get a decent conversation with her and he feels like he's being shut down. And that's why he thinks she's not putting any work in. They both then argue about whether the other has put any effort in. Now, as I've always said in my relationship videos, that if you are naturally compatible, then the relationship should be easy. It should not be hard work that you have to consciously put an effort in. They bring up the boys' night and Andrew dismissed it as a light boys' night, and so they decide to ask Sean. Sean was then being rather uncomfortable being put on the spot and says that he can't remember the exact words because he didn't want to hear them, but stuck up for Cheryl because she wasn't there to defend herself. Cheryl thinks that Andrew agreed to go back into the experiment with her so that he can catch up with everyone. But I guess the same argument can be made that she wanted to go back in so she could stay in the show longer instead of exiting that quickly. I don't think either of them really took this seriously. I guess it was a relief for everyone that this drama of a couple is finally over when they both agreed to leave. Those experts say that, said that the science is right for this couple. Remember when they first put them back again together? When they first got together, but this disaster of a couple really puts that science into question. Or is it the case of they were put in together knowing the drama would unfold and hence the ratings? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts by leaving your comments below. And if you've enjoyed the video, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to be alerted to when the next video is posted. So until then, see you.